Okay, well, thank y'all for being here. I told everyone who was here a little earlier that it's been a challenging week, but we're going to go ahead and have a call because I didn't want to not have a call. And I'd like to just talk about our calendar and about what we have left. We have 9 days of August left. So if you look at your PRV like I just did, mine is not exactly where my goal is. Mine's decent, but it's not where I want it to be. And so I want to make sure that we all go, there are 9 days left, and 9 days is a really long time. It really is. I start, I don't know if I just want August to be over or what, but I'm like, oh, the month's almost over. I've pretty much failed. I didn't get all the things done I was supposed to do about it. And I feel a little defeated. And instead, I'm looking at the calendar going, there are 9 whole days left and part of today. Like that's a lot of time. So we're going to talk a little bit about making the most of our last 9 days. Looking at the calendar right now, what do we have? We have Looney Tunes coming out tomorrow. I have done nothing to promote that, so I need to get on it. It looks like that's the main thing this week. So anybody have anyone lined up for Looney Tunes? Have we shared?
I've shared. I don't have anybody that's
So far? Yeah.
not so far.
So
Yeah.
again, I
Yeah,
think
I did a post. Yes, I posted yesterday, and I think I scheduled another one for today and one tomorrow. But that's
yeah,
about
well,
it.
that's good because you never know. I was going to say too, that's when if you have like a working Google form, like you've created one for the past, they're very easy to go in and copy and just change a few sections. So you could add just the Looney Tune graphic from the workstation and put like, oh, pre-order time. And you could send that out today. You could send it out with some of your other stuff. You could send it out with a couple of things you have on hand that you're giving at a discount. You could do it as long as it's done in a private one-on-one communication source. So that's something you could still do. All right. I wanted to talk a little bit about the air purifier. Anybody get one yet?
Not yet. That's in my order that I have to go.
Out of stock. I can't get one.
What'd you say, Roxanne?
They're out of stock. I can't get one.
Okay, they'll be back. But so you've got one on the way, Michelle, or are you wanting to order with your order?
Yeah, it's in. They'll be on back order, but I'm gonna order them.
Yeah. I got mine in. So I know that being on back order makes you feel like, well, why would I promote it? But people will wait for things. We've seen that over and over. So don't be afraid to do that. And if you don't have one to actually show off, get on and talk about it. Get on and talk about it because people are willing to do it. I've got a lot of interest in mine. It's so funny. The first few times I turned it on, and like when I did my video, it didn't turn red. I'm like, I have the cleanest air ever. But I think it just after a day or two, we had a rough few days. I was like, I think it's sucking out all the sadness and negativity. So that's good. It felt like it. I don't know. I'm gonna mark it that way. It sucks out all the sadness though. But it's really red right now. It's been a few days of dirty now. So it does work. It runs for a little bit and it smells really good. I put in iridescent pearl, which I never warmed the wax, but I really like that scent. I wish I'd kind of put it in my club. It's nice. So a lot of people, especially when I have somebody who may reinstate, I think she's planning on it, but this is one of those things. I years ago went to a certain nail salon all the time and I would leave catalogs and somebody found the catalog and called me and became a Scentsy customer. And she said, hey, I actually used to sell Scentsy. She was never interested in joining back up, so I didn't really worry about it, but she's been an amazing customer. She buys all the time, a real VIP. Her mother buys, a good friend buys. So she's been a really awesome one from leaving that catalog. It's one of those success stories where you just never know who takes it and how it goes. But they came recently to buy some wax, her and her mother. And I kept saying, listen, I know you probably don't want to do Scentsy again, but you can reinstate for free. And then because she was showing interest in the air purifier. I said, you can get it, even one air purifier is a party and rewards. So that would be smart. But if you and your mom both want one, or you and a friend and whatever, like it's a no brainer. Here's all the things. You could divide it by 3. And then each one's like 208 plus tax, saying things like that. So she's planning to reinstate because of the air purifier. Really, it's years of saying, why don't you do it? Nah, I don't have time. But when the deal's good enough, that really makes a difference. And Michelle and I were chatting a little bit. She's got a $500 party she's trying to close, but she wants to flip it. She didn't want to just close it, but she's getting crickets and no's or, oh yeah, we can talk later. And she's like, I get that. So anybody have any tips for getting someone to do it? Heather, I know you've done it a few times. Do you have any tips?
I had crickets as well, and this last flip hasn't turned out to be the greatest. I've just had to bow down and just decide that it was a blessing for them to be able to get the products that they got. There's been some other things even since I've talked to you. She said she never got her kit, so we had to order her a new one. But anyhow, that's the negative downside of it. You don't know who you're going to get, but Sonia, I flipped a party for her because what I do is I put a mystery hostess up every month, a link, and I tell everybody, that there's the opportunity. I never say get this if you buy, but I also include birthdays. So if it's your birthday month, so like August birthday babies, they get put in the drawing too. And
That's
then
nice.
as well as people who buy. And then once it gets to that 500, then I do a drawing and offer them either the free hostess gifts or the kit. And Sonia took me up on the kit. She had never even bought from me. She's just
Wow.
we became friends through a mutual friend. And then one day we were having a barbecue and I just said, or my friend said something about she needed to order some Scentsy, and she's like, "You're a Scentsy consultant or dealer," is what she called me, Scentsy dealer. And I said, yeah. And then she's like, "I love Scentsy," and da da da. And I felt it pop. And so instead of doing the drawing that month, I offered it to her, and it's turned out amazing. Like her first 2 months, she didn't get she wasn't able to get someone to join under her, but she would have. She cleared financially the sensational start. Just couldn't get someone to join under her, but she's done great. This month she's kind of struggled, but she's had some health issues and stuff. But her first 2 months, or it wasn't even 2 months. She started at the end of 1 month and then on into the next, and she's done great. And so it's been really beneficial to do it. I just do it as a drawing and then offer it.
Great idea. That's a good idea.
Mhm.
I think that's great. And then say, hey, you've won. People like to win. So maybe it's less of a like, oh, start a business and get a free kit and all the things. Like it's just like, hey, you won. Here's the two choices. I mean, especially when you can line up this month's option, because like Michelle and I were saying, man, it's still red. Whew, dirty up in here. It's all the net. It's going, sucking it out. Okay. They basically, I mean, look at what you get. You've won this opportunity. The free, the no money out of pocket. No money out of pocket starter kit, which has this. You get the $300 shooting star kit, $300 Scentsy, and $100 commission. That's what you just won. That's a whole different thing. Like that's a great idea. I love that. That's so good. And the fact that one of them you maybe have perhaps found someone, it sounds like you're feeling for sure that kind of a want something for free kind of person, you're going to find those, and they may never come of anything. But what if somebody joins under her and then she falls off and then they come up to you and she's a rock star? So you never know. And you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find the prince kind of thing. You keep offering it, you may get a dud or two, but you're going to find some more Sonias, which is good. So that's cool. Any other tips for maybe how to get someone to flip without them being like, there's a catch, or no, that sounds like too much? I do think it has to be more of a, I told Michelle too, like if you look at what's in the shooting star kit that they would get for free, and you have a warmer, and it doesn't have to be the same warmer they're going to get. It doesn't have to be the same amount of room spray or cleaner. But if you can do a visualization, not just the stock graphic that we've all gotten to use, if you could like go live and talk about it, like, hey, I'm about to close this party. Somebody's going to get this. I don't want to miss out on this, and show it. That's probably a great idea. Go live and show it every day this week. Someone's going to catch it and be like, I want that for free. So just be tenacious, because I know I am just like you guys. When nobody gets it or it's crickets, it just feels like nobody wants it. That's not true. Somebody wants it. They just haven't either heard it, it wasn't the right time to click, or we just didn't share it enough in the right way. So vary it up, be persistent and consistent, and keep talking to more people and ask them like, hey, if you don't want it, do you know somebody that would? I'd fail to do that a lot. I hear like, I'm not interested. And then I'm like, okay, tuck my tail and go. But when we really need to do is say, okay, well, who can I give it to? Who in your life would I bless with this? Well, now they're going to be like, oh, well, maybe I do want it. Or, oh, I know someone. Well, there you go. You just got referrals. So keep going with that. 9 days left. I mean, you could do a party easy. If you don't have a current party right now, post your own. It can be a Facebook Messenger party where you just get a group in there and say, hey, I'm going to do a Facebook Messenger party. Tell me what you want. You share little things, whether you set up an actual Facebook group or a Zoom bingo or a Zoom catalog walk, whether you say, let's go meet at the park and do something. I'm gonna try to do a multi-hostess party. So there's not so much pressure on just one. My mom, I'm gonna help her kind of do her launch party. And I'm going to, I've got somebody who's gonna host a party for me. And she said, I'll do whatever, just tell me what to do. So I'm like, okay. And then I'm gonna see if I can get maybe 2 more people and say, I'm gonna have 4 hostesses. And I don't know if I'll tell everyone like, hey, we got 4 parties going on in this one event. I don't know. Maybe you could do the battle of the hostess. You could just let them all be there and it look more exciting because there's lots of people. But don't be afraid to try things like that too. What else are you guys working on in your last 9 days of the month? Anybody got stuff going on?
That's one thing I am struggling with is getting people to host a party. I just, everything has been crickets this summer. I mean, I'm getting orders. I'm over the $500 in sales, but I'm close even to 1,000, but those are all just like orders. I do have a positive, extremely positive. I passed out 8 packets that I put together, like Happy Mail. And Mike and I went to the zoo in Houston and I put some packets on people's cars. And then I did it here in Galveston and I got 2 orders off of those. Well, I'm assuming that's where they came from. I've reached out to them. I haven't gotten any response yet, but 2 different orders. Between
Awesome.
the 2, it was about $160. And so that was pretty exciting, but
Great. That is so exciting.
but I can't seem to snag any hostesses for some reason. So if somebody has some tips on that maybe I'm not thinking of some, but I've tried every creative way from bribery to, really showing what other people like, look at what this hostess got, and I just can't. I'm struggling there.
Yeah, sorry, the little puppy just came out of the crate and she's already got something in her mouth. So y'all feel free. If anybody, Michelle, you have any tips?
Well, I'm having the same struggle. But one thing I've been doing a booking blitz, I think we did that as part of our homework in that group we were in, or we are in.
Well, yeah,
but I just kept my list out. And so every day I'm like, okay, I'm going to message or, at least 5 different people and just keep, like Megan said last week, just every single day, make it, a goal to just message different people and ask, and eventually somebody is going to say.
Yeah, you can pester them till forever, right?
Yes.
Roxanne, you got something?
Yeah, actually, it just reminded me when she said that y'all were on the group and everything. I didn't get a chance to like actually join in and be part of that group, but I wanted to find out if there's like a list for the month or something. So even though I can't like, be there to do the daily like activities or whatever, because I may not be able to. I wanted to see if there's something that our group can like just use as like tools and helping to do, everyday stuff. So I'd like to look at it, not to see that, because some days I'll feel, discouraged if I didn't like do that task or whatever. But knowing that maybe tomorrow I can do it or whatever, is there something that we can look at to use?
I think you're talking about the 62-day group.
The Alaskan cruise group.
She said daily. I think you're talking about the 62 days challenge that was, I don't even remember what it's called now. I don't know if anyone is still doing it in our group. I don't know if anybody's kept up with it. But the Alaskan cruise group that Kelly had messaged about that some other superstar directors are doing. I know, Michelle, you're still doing that, right?
Yes, and it's more attainable to me just because it's a weekly task.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. It's a weekly one. And so, so far the task, the first week, it was very, very easy. Second week was very easy. This one was not very hard either. And so I'll tell you what we did this week. Michelle, you got yours in? You already turned yours in?
Yes, yes,
Good job.
yes.
Good job. So, and this is really honestly what we were going to talk about anyway. So it was a good segue, but, it's about working smarter and not harder, which is part of what I've been feeling too. And I know it. It's just a productivity. It's a putting your priorities in the right place. And it's about income producing tasks, really. That's where it comes down to. So like this week's task was to write down everything you do in a week for Cincy. Just write down, or not even a week, right? Write down what you do for Cincy. So here's my list and I'll read some of these to you, okay? Oh no, are you there? Okay, I thought
Yeah.
it cut off. I don't know what happened. Okay, so some of mine, and if you have yours, Michelle, or you hear some different ones, feel free to share yours. You may not have them with you,
Okay.
but so I said like make samples, follow up about samples. I make my monthly smelly boxes. I watch training videos. And this was not even just good things you do. So I put scroll social media, team post, VIP post, Amy follow-ups, book parties, check the news tab, check on team members, team recognitions, weekly team call, create graphics, make Google Forms for limited time offers, packaging orders up, unboxing product, like when you get your big order coming in, making live videos, coaching calls, happy mail. Sounds like a happy meal every time I say that. Customer thank yous, organizing my office, personal website thank yous, prospecting team members, prospecting hosts, prospecting fundraisers, prospecting club orders, networking, contact realtors, learn project broadcast, learn Visly better, birthday club, referral programs, hostess coaching, plan weekly party, catalog prep, basket party drops, booking blitzes, search for vendor opportunities, maintain dream team list. Now, that was a lot. No wonder we're tired and overwhelmed, right? That's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel all the time. Like, crud, I can't do all this. I mean, this is a lot. And then the next thing was highlight the ones that are income producing. Well, out of that giant list, I don't know how many I had, but I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like about 19, which I don't even think is half of that list were income producing. But if I'm honest, and my next step was I'm going to go back and put all the income producing at the top and then everything else below. That is not the order I do things. I organize my office. I unbox the package. I make all my packages queued. I make some graphics. I do all the things that are not directly resulting in income producing things. I'm like, what is wrong with me? And I've known this for years, like new information. Like, I know. Why do we do that? And then I'm always overwhelmed. And I'm always like, I can't do anything. And I always have that hanging over me that what I really need to be doing, book parties, have the parties be awesome, and flip them. Okay, now all the other stuff goes into some of that. But like, I think taking yourself honestly and making this list, Roxanne, would be really good today. What is everything I do for Cincy? What are the things I enjoy doing for Cincy? Well, it's all the ones that really aren't highlighted. The ones that are highlighted for the most part are the ones I'm like, tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. And they're honestly the ones that right now, with 9 days left, I'm super irritated I didn't do them 3 weeks ago. I would have had a much better week if I had just focused on those. So did you have anything, like what were some of your main income producing tasks, Michelle?
Yeah, I had a list of, and I only about 1, 2, 3 were really income producing, making samples, customer follow-ups, sending thank yous to PWS orders. But yeah. And I spend a lot, I watch a lot of training videos and, good ideas about, what I need to do is go live on Facebook, and I just, such a struggle for me. And I tell myself every day I'm going to do it. Yeah.
I did it all of the above. This last Sunday, I went hard. I had the live party and the home party at the same time. That was interesting.
Oh, wow.
How'd it go?
It went good. The difference was I had put that in an event in Facebook, which that was the first time I've ever done that. And I feel like there was like only a few people that popped in on that event, even though we invited a certain amount, you know, not everyone in Facebook or anything. And I had my co-host, my sister-in-law, and she was watching the Facebook live.
Yeah.
That's how we did it.
Yeah.
And then while I talked and showed all the everything, and we even played bingo, and it went well. Doing the bingo, and the people on live were able to interact. Although there was a few people on there. Um, the problem was is I had the event that day, and so her party was I was extending till today, and so but so when I ended that event, I didn't change the date for the same time of the party, so my live went gone and was I couldn't go back and get it. You can't go back and like edit the
Change it.
date of
Yes.
an event that was already passed. So
Okay.
I opened, you can duplicate it, but my live was gone. So, and basically we found that it was just easier just to send the link, her party link out to people that way.
Okay. So that's good. I'm glad you sometimes we have to go through it and live through it and figure it out. Trial and error and the goods and the bads. There were a lot of good things. One thing for anyone doing a live, there's always an option at the end of the live, and it was probably hectic for you if you're dealing with a live crowd and whatever, but something to always know. I do it every time I do a live. There is a save or download. Sometimes it says save, sometimes it's kind of been different lately, but you can save it and that'll save it to your phone, your whole live. So that's something to keep in mind for future, because then you can always repost it if you've got that saved. So I like to do that because a lot of times I'll take a live thing and post it to YouTube, or I'll take a live and edit it down and make it a little shorter. Like a lot of times Colby and I unbox the warmer of the month. We almost always do. And I do it live for my VIP group, but I save the video, and then in iMovie, I edit out like the silly stuff or when the dog ran through and whatever, I'll make it shorter. And then I make a QR code, because that always happens with my dog. I take the QR code and link it to the video on YouTube, and then put it on all my monthly flyers. That's like one thing I've just started doing. And yes, it's a little more work, but if you're not familiar with iMovie, it's really pretty self-explanatory. And if even that is just like, nope, I'm telling you, you could find a teenager who could just zip it out for you. So, you know, a few bucks or give them some free Cincy for work for Cincy. But that's good, Roxanne. I'm glad at least it was successful, and it was, you know, you got through it. And yeah, doing an event, that's another thing you've learned now, that date, it's tricky. So I have kind of changed to just doing it in my VIP group, doing in my party and adding people to that, and not actually doing an event. But you could also do it on Zoom next time. Try that and just see what you like better. Another thing, and you may have done it, and it may just have been one of those things you didn't get a good attendance, but always make sure the hostess messages them the day of to say, hey, we got our event today. We'll make sure, or tags them in the event or something. So it might help a little, but I do think August is hard. We started this call before we recorded it with that life is hard. Life is hard right now. People are busy. People are scattered. People are trying to function. People are trying to get back to, I just feel overwhelmed with the calendar of my 3 children without even issues or problems. Like that's a lot. And there's a little bit of like a sadness that it's back to full swing, even though it's also exciting. It's complicated. Life is human is hard. I say that all the time. Being human's hard, and it's sometimes hard. So I try to remember, if I'm feeling that way, I know other people are feeling that way. And sometimes the crickets really are, they just can't add it back in. So how to overcome when you're not hearing people back, or how to get hostesses. Sometimes just dropping off the basket party and saying, listen, I know you're really busy, but that's awesome because you're seeing all these people. Would you just, I'm just looking for you to take this around and share the product sheets with 8 people. Can you just do that for like 3 days or 5 days or whatever you think? And then get it back, organize it, take it to someone else. Even if each one doesn't become a party or an actual hostess, all together, you probably get a pretty good party. And then you get the free and half price stuff. And then you can use that as booking seeds. But I do think some of it is the time of life, and it can't become a complete excuse. And it shouldn't be like, well, it's just a bad time, so it's not going to be good. but just so it doesn't discourage you and you'll keep on going. Because really, as soon as we get that first cold front, people are going to want the Scentsy. Soon as it's like, oh, I need a sweater. I even put one on today just because I wanted to. I put all my fall stuff out because I was like, I need pumpkins. I know it's August, it's ridiculous, but I put my pumpkins out. And I do. I walk through the, oh, pumpkins. It's a mood enhancer, and scent is like that. And I think we'll start seeing that uptick. I got excited, like all the fall stuff's about ready, but it's 100 degrees outside and people aren't quite ready for that. So we talked about that last week. But anyway, so with your list of work smarter, not harder, go through, be really honest. What are all the time sucks you're doing? Because we all have them. What are the things you just like doing because that's more your personality or it makes you feel good? Like I'm telling you right now, if I turn this around, my desk is making me almost lose my mind. It's a mess because I have a lot of unfinished projects all at one time, and I don't like that. I love when things are clutter-free. I function. It's a personality thing. And so right now, all I want to do is clean my desk. But that is not going to bring me any income. It didn't bring me some peace of mind. But what I should
I'm laughing
do,
because I'm the same thing. Like I have another desk over here and I'm like, it's been there for almost a week and a half. And I'm like, and so today I finally got it into a bag to where those things
I
can
do
go
that
in
too.
another way.
At least can't see it. I know. Then I just got bags of stuff everywhere. And I'm like, yeah. But make your list of all the things you honestly are spending your time doing. Or then all the things you know you should be doing, even if you're not doing them, highlight the ones that you go, okay, now is making samples really an income producing task? Yes and no. It can be, but it cannot. If you're not handing them out, and I would say if you're not following up, so I even connected my two because I put make samples and follow up about samples. I connected them. That's the only reason they're income producing. If I'm not following up, making samples is a good time suck. Or it's just it's like money going out, not money coming in. But if you're following up, hey, I know I handed you that sample. I wanted to know, yay or nay. It's okay if it's nay. Let's see what we find when you yay, right? Whatever you want to say. I put that my smelly boxes are income producing because they're bringing me money by doing them. However, I have to look at that one and even say, yeah, but I spent a lot of time. Is it the proportion right? Am I getting my return on that time? I put making VIP posts could be money income producing, but what type of post? They're all kind of qualified. If my posts are just some flyers or I just have some things that are like interactive, maybe because they're thinking about me, whatever. But if my live is showing them something they've got to have, I could say that maybe income producing. Amy follow-ups, I think for sure, income producing. Because you are touching base with someone, you're checking in on them. Most of the time they're going to be like, oh yeah, I need this. And if they don't need anything right then, you've touched base and next time they're going to be ready for something. Booking parties, that should be way up high on everyone's list, even if it's challenging. And like I said, even if you can't get a hostess, be your own hostess. I've always said that. Have your own open house. Have your own, hey, I'm set up on the tailgate at the football game, whatever. You guys are creative. I think making Google Forms are income producing because almost every time I get one out, I get someone ordering. So to me, that one is. Happy Mail is another one that has to be qualified. It could be a yay or it could be a nay. If you're just sending it out and you're not seeing a return on it, or you're spending too much and you're not getting much back, it's not. But if every time you send out like 25 things in the mail and you get $200 of orders, yeah, I think it is. And again, to make it even better, following up. Hey, I hope you got your package. Some people get it and in the moment think, oh, fun, I'm so happy. I'm glad I got this. This is awesome. I love all this stuff. And then they put it down and then their kid has to go here and they have to fix dinner and they didn't meal plan and they're overwhelmed at their work and they don't think about Scentsy. And we're over here going, I sent you that great Happy Mail. Why aren't you ordering? But if I say, hey, Heather, I was just checking. I hope you got that fun little package. I'm putting in an order. Could I get you a 6-pack of bars? Well, now Heather sees it and is like, oh, crud, I needed to reply. And she was so nice to me. Yes, give me a 6-pack. That's a different scenario. So it's about the quality of our tasks and our follow-up. They always say fortunes in the follow-up. And I think that's where we all can improve. Customer thank yous. I think they could be income producing. because they're going to keep that connection strong. They're going to be likely to be loyal and keep coming back so you can get more money. But again, does your customer thank you have a incentive for them to buy your book? Now, all of a sudden, that's different. So I call Leslie and say, Leslie, thank you so much for that order. I saw you got this and that. You're going to love it. Here is a 10% coupon good for the next 2 weeks. Or, hey, if you book a party, you're going to get a free half price item, you know, at your party, an extra one, or whatever. So those are the things to make them even better. Of course, when you get personal website orders, following up and doing thank yous, I think that is because sometimes people have found you on the locator and they order, and then next time they didn't know you. And if you didn't reach out, you didn't send them a little something, they're just going to go back and they may get someone different. They may get someone different. You may lose somebody. So it's, again, the quality. I put that prospecting new team members and hosts and fundraisers and Cincy Club orders, that those are all income producing. They should directly be coming. Those are top priority ones right there. Would be the same with the realtors and things like that. Referral programs, putting some time into that, because like I said, even with offering the kit to someone and they say no thank you, you say, well, do you know anyone that would like to get like basically almost $500 worth of stuff for free? Use it out of no money out of pocket, but you know what I mean. Things like that. Hostess coaching, I think, is income producing, because if we get so excited sometimes to have a party because someone finally said yes, we finally broke through the crickets, someone's going to do it. And then we're just so thankful they're doing it that we're like, okay, we don't want to bug them or make them feel funny, and we don't do anything. But instead, you're holding their hand and you're telling them, hey, Roxanne, today, invite 25 people personally. Here's what you say. And she's like, okay, I'm going to invite 25 people, and here's what I say. Boom. And then I'm going to say, hey, Roxanne, I need to know your top 5 things you can't wait to get from this catalog. I need your wish list. What are you dying to get and why? And then I'm going to make a graphic, or I'm going to go live and get people excited to see what Roxanne wants. And maybe I'm going to have Roxanne go live with me. If I just say, Roxanne, I'm going live, I want you to get on. We're going to talk about the things you're excited about. Roxanne's going to say, okay. She's not going to be like, what? You want me to go live? What do I have to do? No, if I'm telling her, we do this, I'm taking care of it, we're going to do this, and we're going to get people excited, she's going to say, okay. That's hostess coaching. That's going to make a difference in her party. And then, of course, like sending messages. Oh, it cut off. I got rid of all the toxins. I feel better already. Even if it's just a placebo. Great. I love it. Okay. So hostess coaching, that's why. I'm just telling you why I chose which one I feel are income producing if done the right way. If you did a party every single Thursday night, you may not get enough orders every Thursday to be a party, but in 2 or 3 weeks, you certainly would. And people would start tuning in to see you highlight something new or unbox something new. Consistent things like that can become more income producing. Dropping a basket party off at a salon or with somebody at their house, or taking it to the football practice, or something your husband, maybe he goes to old car shows, taking some scent circles, like just being prepared, always sharing. Vendor events. A lot of people are doing vendor events again. Vendor events, we could have a whole topic on that. I know some of you expressed that you just can't get in. Some of you expressed they work for you. Don't do them. But for some people, they're huge. And even just a small one, you might get 1 or 2 people that turn into a customer or a team member. So they're worth at least exploring, especially if there's not much cost, right? You don't want to get into something that's a lot. And then maintaining your dream team list is another one I put on there. Maintaining is the key, not just writing them down. And so one of our tasks also, Roxanne, I think last week, this is my planner, and I love my happy planner because you can pop stuff in and out, and I'm a big note taker and scratcher offer and all that. But I've decided I'm putting this in every single week. This was my list of potential hosts. So I wrote down anyone I thought she should host a party because of this, or I think I could talk her into this. So I have a list. Right now, it's only about 40 people, but I have 40 people. That should be, I don't look at my office organization. I don't worry about making samples till I have contacted all 40 people and said whatever I need to say to each one about hosting a party. Just telling them we need to do it. Let's do it. I'm going to get you this. Then I have the next page is my dream team. And I wrote down people who either I just would love to be a party peep. I would just love them to be part of this. I wrote down people who buy a lot. Like they're always buying a lot. Why aren't they doing this and getting the money back? I wrote down people that maybe have done other direct sales in the past and they're not currently doing something. I wrote down people who maybe I know don't really love their job, right? All the things we know. And I just wrote down a list. That one isn't as long as it needs to be. I'm only at 20 people, probably because I'm prejudging some people, and that's not good. But that list, honestly, all those potential hosts, all 40, why aren't they should all be on my dream team? But your dream team list is a little bit more of who do you really want to join? And then to go after them like really constantly without being obnoxious, like going about it different ways at different times, but just always being that little voice that one day maybe they're like, okay, sure. But that's the thing, maintaining it. And then of course your one list of 100, I went ahead and made me a new one because I've had in the beginning in the front of my journal since a year ago. It was almost exactly a year ago. I mean, I've done them a million times over my 12 years, but that was my list of 100, which at the time was 156. But I just made a new one and I didn't even look at that list. Oh, well, that's not true. I think I looked at it a little bit, but I made how many people right now? And this is just thinking of people I could think of, 259. And I know I've got more that I didn't think of. But then you start saying, okay, if the true things I need to be do, they're going to bring me money, I need to be individually going through these lists every day. Maybe I'm going to contact 5 from my host, 5 from my dream team, and 10 from my customers, and just constantly go rotating through. Those are the things we need to be doing instead of the things we want to be doing. Those are the things that are going to make the difference. It's like, you know, you need to floss and drink water and exercise and go to bed. Duh. We know to be healthy, we need to eat our vegetables and not our fried chicken and ketchup. Like, I get it. How many of us do it? It's hard. It's not the fun. It doesn't taste as good. It is the same thing with working smarter, not harder. We want to do the things that we like. We want to do the things that are easy. We want to do things that give us some kind of a payoff, like, oh, getting this desk organized. I'm going to feel so good when I walk in here. And then I'm going to conquer the world. But what happens for me, another order just came. Oh, I just started another project. Now it's everywhere again. It never gets to where if I can just get this done, it's kind of like just, I'm going to follow through the food thing. I'm going to start the diet and after the birthday. I'm going to start the diet after the whatever, because I just can't yet. So the changes really need to be, you know what? I need to focus on these 3 things for my business this week. And also this ties into the beginning for me when I just said, I know this has been a little bit, I've been struggling to get my schedule set to handle all the things of my family, my life and everything, and still feel like I'm doing the right Cincy things. Give yourself a break. You know, you got to give yourself a break sometimes. And to say, you know, I may not have done everything because this is my personality. I'm an all or nothing kind of person. When I'm not doing it all the way I want it, then I just feel bad. I feel like I'm failing. I don't like it. It's just a thing. For me though, I have started, maybe by the time I'm 50, I don't know, but I'm starting in my 40s to realize you're not going to get it all done at one time. If it doesn't happen today and gives me tomorrow, then I'll get it done tomorrow. And if I don't, oh well. You know, I'm getting better about that because it's always bothered me when I don't. I feel like I'm failing. And honestly, any steps forward is progress. So being okay with just going, you know, I may not get my 12 big giant tasks done that I wanted to get for my business. And maybe I didn't get posted on my VIP or my team page like I really wanted. They're all still breathing and everybody's okay. Did I go contact someone to host a party? Did I flip a hostess? If I did those 2 things in one day, success, right? So just, that's what I really mainly wanted to cover. Let me see if I had any other notes and if y'all have any thoughts or questions. Being intentional, you know, just what is the most important thing? It's like putting down what's good to do what's best. I do a lot of, I'm going to do the good stuff. It's all good stuff I'm doing. It's all good, but it's not the best. And I think that's something to focus on and to say, if I decide I'm only doing Cincy on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's what I need for my family, then I'm going to make Tuesdays and Thursdays awesome. I'm going to make my Sunday evening awesome. I'm going to go for the things that matter most. And yes, there's 10 shiny projects I could do that would be fun and awesome. But if they stress paralyze me, which is what happens all the time to me, then I just need to say, forget it. I need to go contact some hosts. I need to plan my own party. I need to get some people to flip this. You know, I need to get team members. A single-minded focus on the things that matter is kind of this work smarter, not harder. I think that's all I had. I'm tired. I need a nap. And that's okay too. I can take a nap. I'm not going to take a nap, but that's okay. I should. Y'all have any thoughts?
You can. I just want to say, I recently read a book. It's called Try Softer. And basically, what it's about is we give ourselves a really hard time and beat ourselves up all the time and just tell ourselves we just need to try harder, or actually, society just says try harder. And maybe with yourself and, all the bad things that you tell yourself when you think you're failing is just try softer.
I like that.
Be soft on yourself.
Yeah. It's like we always ask, is it balance that we're going for, or is it like harmony?
Right.
Harmony, we always think we're trying to balance everything. We've got all the different, if you made a big list of all the responsibilities and things that you care about, things that you have to do, things that you worry about, all the things, like, are you trying to figure out like how much time to devote to everything? So it's like a balancing act. Or are you trying to figure out how are they going to be harmonious? Like what's going to make them all work to how they need to be? And it's a similar idea, but I think there's a little slight difference there. So for me, I feel a lot of, it's a personality thing, guilt when I don't do the things I think I need to be doing. And I'm glad I have that. It gives me a lot of drive. And it does. It's part of the gifts that I've been given. It gives me a certain thing that happens and is good. But also the whole giving yourself grace and knowing that you can't be all things to all people at one time. And that sometimes this week, this is what's most important. And it's okay. As long as it's still there and I'm at least, when I get a little few minutes, I'm making the best decision about it. And I think that's really what I wanted to talk about. And hopefully that helps some of you too, because it's what's on my heart and what I've been feeling and knowing I need to do. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank y'all for being on. You're amazing.
All right. Thank you, Megan.
Take care of yourselves. Give yourselves a hug.
You
Thank you,
too.
lady.
You too. Talk to
Take
y'all
care.
later next week. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.